I'm Kimberly with American Income Life. Glad we could get this done virtually for you today. Let me ask you, are you a member of any veteran service organizations such as the VFW, AMVETS, or American Legion?
I am. I'm a member of the VFW, a lifetime member.
Awesome. So before we get started, I wanted to thank you for your service to our country. I don't think our veterans hear that enough. So again, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So what exactly did you do in the military? What was your role?
I worked with the Wounded Warriors, um, and I really enjoyed it. It's a very fulfilling type of job.
I bet it was. My father-in-law, after he came home from Vietnam, he was injured in Vietnam pretty badly. He spent a lot of time with them also over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Over the, I mean, it's been decades since he's been home, but he spends a lot of time with them because he's permanently disabled from that, and they have been a real blessing to our family. So that is quite the honorable role there.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories, a lot of people that I met and helped, and
Hmm.
they were so grateful just for any little thing that you do for them. I
Exactly.
really enjoyed it.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do you do now that you're retired and just enjoying life?
Yeah, just kind of hanging around. I do a little part-time job. I sell a little insurance. I work, work in the garden. I have grandkids that I love, 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 and I could just watch them all day. So
How many grandkids you got?
three
Three?
little girls. Yeah, no boys.
Oh, just girls. So I guess y'all do things like tea parties and stuff and make cookies,
Oh my God, they stay in my closet in my high heel shoes and my clothes. They got them all off the hangers.
playing dress up. I love it. I
Exactly,
love it.
exactly. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I know before my mother passed away, one of her favorite things to do with my daughter was cookies. I remember one time my 3-year-old called my mother, who lived about 2 hours away from me. Grandma, I want some of your cookies. My mother went to Walmart, bought all the stuff to make cookies, and then drove 2 hours here just to make cookies with her granddaughter on a Friday afternoon.
Oh, that's how we are about those grandkids.
Hmm.
There's nothing too good for them.
Exactly. You spoil them grandbabies. That's the in the prime of your life right there.
I told my daughters, I think I like my grandkids better than I did you guys.
I think my dad is the same way. I'm like the week he had my daughter, he kept her for a whole week one time after Christmas. So we just left her there for a whole week. He
Uh-huh.
didn't call me once. But he'll call her when I got her, he'll call her like 2 or 3 times a day. And I'm like, I see how I rate now.
Surprising how we love them so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to get started here. So, excuse me. So let me back up and fill you in on what's going on. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a copy of the letter that you received. As it says in the letter, my job is to issue you your no matter what benefits and explain all your options. After I answer all your questions and help you get enrolled into the benefits if you qualify. At the end, there's a report form that goes back to your state adjutant, so they know I went over everything with you and basically did my job. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't see anything though.
Is it not sharing?
I don't see any screen except the same one that we had at first. Now I see something.
Okay, there it goes. Okay, it was for some
I
other
see a bunch of
reason.
flags now. Okay.
Okay, there it goes. I don't know what the delay was there.
Okay.
Technology.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as the letter explains, the VSOs do not know your personal situation, but they have found that the lack of knowledge about the VA burial benefits have caused a lot of veterans to have a very serious gap in their personal burial benefits and estate planning. To address this gap, the VSOs established and made available to all veterans a permanent benefits program. The VSOs have us meet with veterans individually for the following reasons. One, they want to make sure veterans and their families have the knowledge they need. They are concerned that families would not have any idea what to do, where to go, or who to call, or what they even had access to when they needed help. So they simplified everything by putting all our benefits into a benefit book that I will outline with key websites and contact information your family is going to need. The VSOs have found a lot of veterans needed help updating their estate. So the VSO is providing all veterans access to an estate plan and will through American Income as a thank you for your service today. Finally, the VSO wants us to take a second and fill you in on exactly what you are covered for through the VA. They also want us to go over all the permanent benefits made available to you through the VSO and American Income. The service organizations partnered with American Income Life and designed benefits specifically for veterans and their families. My job is simple. I'll go over all the benefits you get as a veteran, update you on the VA burial benefits, and show you how the new final expense benefits for veterans work. Now, the good news is that there is nothing for you to write down and memorize. This will all be sent out to you once we wrap up. So just
Okay.
sit back, relax, and stop me if you have any questions.
Okay. Okay.
They have us start with a quick survey so they can better understand your situation and customize their benefit recommendations to fit your need. This helps each veteran gather the information needed when they are ready to complete their last will and testament. They have us verify a few items. And you said you're married?
Yes.
Okay.
My husband's a vet too.
Oh, he is?
Hmm? Yeah, we served in the Navy together. I met him in the Navy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What is your date of birth, Jean?
2/22/61.
And your husband's name?
Robert.
Robert. And what was his birthday?
5/12/59.
And you said y'all were both in the Navy?
Yes.
Okay. Honorable discharge?
Yes.
Okay. Did you receive any campaign medals?
No.
How about Robert? Did he receive any?
Some sort of American something. What was the name of that?
The American
American.
Service?
Yeah, that service medal. Some sort of service medal.
Okay.
Okay.
Were either of you in a war service?
Not war. We were on foreign soil, but it wasn't a war going on.
It wasn't during wartime? Okay.
No, we were in Afghanistan, but not when there was war going on.
Okay, and what was your rank at discharge, Jean?
Um, Second petty, I think it was. Um,
Petty officer, second class?
yes,
Okay, and what was Robert's rank at discharge?
same.
Same.
Mhm.
Now, did either of you convert your VA life insurance when you got out?
No, it was too expensive.
I hear a lot of veterans say that when they get out that it becomes quite expensive, so that most of them
Mm-hmm.
typically don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know it isn't table talk, but have you given any thoughts as to your funeral instructions, whether you would like a funeral or a cremation, or how about where you would like to be honored, at a national, state, or private cemetery?
We thought about cremation and private cemetery.
Cremation. Okay. And you said you're a lifetime member of the VFW?
Yep.
Now, this is your burial guide and will kit for veterans. There
Okay.
are three sections in this: your family information guide, the will kit, and three important facts about your VA burial benefits. The first section here is all about the updated contact information, key websites, and phone numbers for quick access that they want you to have. Anything in red will apply to your VA burial benefits and the veteran life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in blue will apply to everything from home loans to home care. So whatever you are trying to file for, you will be able to find that information here.
Okay.
Next is going to be your family information guide. Now, I know it's not table talk, but we are going to go over survivor benefits here, which is essentially what is left behind for your family once you pass. The
Mm-hmm.
VSOs know having this conversation now will save the burden from falling onto your family. Wouldn't you agree?
I do. I agree because I've gone through this before,
Mm-hmm.
and not
Yes.
having that information is terrible.
Mm-hmm. I've been there myself. My mother did not set up anything for us, so it was like, what am I supposed to do now?
Wow.
And I would have loved a little notepad to just explain everything that was expected of me. So the VSOs know having this conversation now will save the burden from falling on your family later. I will go over the family information guide, which will act as a roadmap for your estate. Basically, say they set this up to make sure everything your family is entitled to comes back to the family. The
Okay.
VSOs have found oftentimes when a veteran passes away, there would be unclaimed benefits due to one of three reasons. One, the family does not know what is in place. Two, they don't know where the paperwork is kept. Or three, they know a benefit exists, but not what company the benefit is through. The point of the information guide is to eliminate all those concerns. Once it is filled out and complete, you will not turn it back into the VA, the VSO, or a service officer. It is for you and your personal use and records. Now, I'm going to help you fill out part of the book for you. Once it gets sent out, it's mostly completed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, can you just confirm that your information came in correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And where were you born, Jean?
South Carolina. We both were.
And the social security information and where your birth certificate is, I'm not going to fill that out because the last thing we want that to do is fall into someone else's hands if it were to get lost in the mail.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, that's confidential information that just needs to be between you and your family.
Okay.
Okay, and what is your email address?
Jean McClendon 716 at Gmail.
And your phone number?
314-565-1534.
And where are you currently living?
Illinois.
What part of Illinois?
Belleville. It's a small town. Actually, it's right across the bridge from St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Did I
Yeah,
spell that correctly?
that's the major city. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and the zip code there?
62232.
All right, and where was Robert born?
South Carolina.
Now, this section here acts as a spot for your family to get the basic information about your service record and the location of your discharge paperwork. This
Mm-hmm.
is important again for the death certificate and obituary and to make sure your family can more easily make claims with the VA. You'll just want to staple a copy of your DD 214 right here.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the VA is like the DMV. If your family does not have the right paperwork or know where to go, they end up in circles. That's exactly why they have us list out the most important veterans in your life so your family knows who they can rely on with dealing with the VA. Who would be the most important veteran in your life?
Okay. I got a couple of friends. The first one is Ed Jackson.
And his relationship to y'all?
Friends.
And is Ed married?
Yes, Annie.
And did she take his name?
Yes,
And what branch did he serve in?
Army.
And where are they located?
South Carolina. Hilton.
What was that?
I think it's Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Okay. And is there another veteran?
Yeah, his brother is Tommy Jackson.
A friend as well?
Yes, and Army as well. His wife is Cheryl with a C, and they also live in South Carolina.
Do you know the city?
Hilton. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a third one?
James Rogers. He was in the Navy, and he lives in New York, and he is divorced. You want his ex-wife's number?
If they're not together, it's not necessary.
Okay, okay.
You said New York? What part of New
Mhm.
York is he
New
from?
York City, New York.
New York, New York.
Hmm. That's about it.
Okay. Now, this section is one of the most important. The VSO is concerned about unclaimed benefits will exist due to outdated or incorrect beneficiary information. When a
Mm-hmm.
veteran passes away, this section acts kind of like an extended beneficiary list.
Mm-mm.
God forbid, when something does happen, who is the first person responsible for you and your spouse?
It would be my three daughters.
Okay. And what are their names?
Sherry Davidson, David.
And what is her significant other's name?
Brady,
Brady. And where
and they live in Chicago.
okay. And the next daughter?
Monica, last name Ross.
And Monica's significant other?
Gerald, and they live in Atlanta. Hold 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And my third daughter's name is Cynthia.
And her last name?
Bush, Bush.
And does she have a significant other?
Yes, Victor.
And where do they live?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. Is there anyone else, or is it just your daughters?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Are there any additional emergency contacts? Maybe a neighbor, minister, employer?
Let's see. Let's see. My sister,
Okay.
Sandy Daniels.
Okay. And does she have a
Sandy, her husband is Eric,
and where are they?
Chicago. And let's see, Ralph Smith. That's my pastor. Which I don't think have pastors on there.
We can write it in.
Okay. All right. And his wife is Effie, Effie.
Okay. And we're at
And they live in San Francisco.
anyone else?
Let's see. Perhaps my father, um, Charles McClendon. And he lives in Chicago as well. And he does not have a spouse.
Is that all of them or are there more?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Now, this next section gives you a spot to list out where you hold any accounts so your beneficiaries know which accounts they need to close when the time comes. And that'll be for you to do when you get the booklet. So you can
Okay.
just list your bank account information here. What another one of those sections you don't want somebody finding in the mail.
Okay.
Now, do you have a last will and testament in place?
Hon, I have not seen my will. I don't even know where it is. I was just thinking the other day, I really need to find, get my will together.
Mhm. So either way, this is where you will list where you keep your will and file and when it is last updated, and also be sure to name an executor.
Okay. Okay.
And this section here, this is where you will list out any life insurance or group medical coverage that you carry. You need
Mm-hmm.
to list the coverage amount, the policy number, and the company providing those benefits. Your family just can't Google your name and find out where your benefits are.
Yeah, I know.
Now, the VSOs found that many civilian and even VA benefits were temporary, meaning they periodically go up in price, and if you're not paying for those policies, they will expire. If there's anything that expires as you get older or any accidental coverage where you must pass away in a certain way for a payout, list those here in pencil to make sure it's up to date. Now, if you qualify for your permanent benefits through the VSO, you can list them here in pen because they are set up to be guaranteed to never expire and pay out no matter how you pass away.
Okay.
The VSOs establish these permanent benefits for the rest of your life, and they will have me cover them with you before we wrap up. Hold on 1 minute, Jean.
Okay.
I'm getting a phone call that I need to take.
All
I'll
right.
only be a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay.
And here you can list any digital accounts you might have, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. List your username and your password, and your loved ones can maybe memorialize either pages for you, or they can close them.
Okay.
All right. Now, dealing with the death of a loved one can be very difficult and sometimes even a burden. This section alleviates some of the burden and clearly states your wishes.
Okay. Okay.
So Now, I'm going to go over your VA cemetery options in just a bit. If you choose the VA cemetery options or you prefer a private arrangement, just make sure to list it here.
Okay. Okay.
The VSOs establish the Freedom of Choice Certificate. It takes care of burial expenses and any other out-of-pocket expenses the family might have. They want to give you the opportunity to leave a legacy behind and not a liability. Once you qualify, it is permanent and it never changes on you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Now, this is your legal will kit. It starts off with writing instructions, and from there it goes into a simple but detailed step-by-step process to update your estate. They recommend keeping it up to date every 2 to 5 years. It covers things like guardianship, nominating an executor of your estate, and listing who will inherit your assets or belongings. And there is even a section here to disinherit anyone.
Okay.
It is important to have this document because some states require probate if there is no will. If you have any large debts, they can hold onto your estate for a period of time before it is given back to your family. We are going to email this to you, so just go to the website here, americanwills.com/willkit, and enter this promo code.
Okay.
The average cost of a will in the U.S. is almost $2,000, and as a thank you for your service, there is no cost for your will. So make sure you use the promo code included. The VSOs wanted to make sure everyone had one in place, so once your will is filled out, you can get it printed out, but make sure it gets notarized, otherwise it's not in effect. Do you know of anywhere you can find a notary?
Yeah, usually at the VFW when I go down there, I see a lady that has notary on her badge.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes the VFWs will have them. You can also typically find them at your bank. Most
Oh
banks
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's
most
true.
banks will offer them as a complimentary service to their customers, and
Mm-hmm.
even some public libraries will have them. Sometimes the librarian's also a notary.
Okay.
Just a few options for you to be able to find one.
Okay.
Because without it notarized, it is not in effect.
Okay.
Now, next, the VSOs want me to address your VA survivor benefits. The VSOs want to simplify everything as much as possible because they know working with the VA can be difficult. They broke down your survivor benefits into these 3 important facts. Points 1 and 2 apply to veterans seeking a VA cemetery arrangement, and point 3 applies to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quick video.
Hi, I'm Dwight Sarmiento, Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Veterans knowing what they are covered for and entitled through the VA is very important to you and your family. Please take a moment and listen to the representative. Thank you.
Well, he looks like he's somebody important.
Yeah, I believe he's one of the upper officials for the Veteran Affairs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, the VA wants you to know that they own and operate about 150 cemeteries across the country. It is important to note that every cemetery is different. Some only accept earth burials, others only accept cremations, and some require a medal of honor to gain access, and others are closed entirely due to little or no space. This is why you can no longer reserve space ahead of time at any VA cemetery. You can, however, put your discharge on file and pre-register. This does not guarantee you a spot, however, it will depend on when you pass, if the VA can accommodate you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I would encourage you to register even if you're not 100% set on going that route.
Okay.
Now, the VA covers you for a lot more at a national cemetery than if you seek a private arrangement. At a VA cemetery, they will provide you with an assigned space for you and your spouse, take care of opening and closing costs, the graveline or headstone or marker. The VA provides upkeep at no cost to your family, and all costs before you reach the cemetery is the family's responsibility, while the VA takes care of everything once you reach the VA cemetery.
Okay.
Basically, Jean, they provide you with a space and a headstone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if you're seeking a private arrangement, it is important to note that the VA does not cover everything. They will provide you with about $200 for a headstone or marker, reimbursement of up to about $900 for a burial or plot allowance, and for service-disabled veterans, about $2,000 for a service-related death. It is also important to note that the veteran caskets and urns are not free unless death occurs while on active duty. No matter
Mm.
the route you choose, your family receives a memorial certificate and burial flag. Excuse me. Another thing most veterans do not know is they will never separate you and your family. Your family may be eligible for a space at a VA cemetery even if they predecease you as a veteran. Do you have any questions on the VA side of benefits side of things and how it all works?
No, it's pretty clear. I just sitting here thinking. I thought that they gave us a little bit more, but it is what it is, huh?
Yeah. Oftentimes veterans think they do get a lot more, and then the family is the one that's kind of blindsided by that after
Right,
the fact.
right.
As we wrap up your no matter what benefits, the VSOs found only 1 in 200 veterans are aware of this program. They want to ensure every veteran knows their benefits and has access to the same information. The VSO was concerned that there can be a lot of inconsistencies in what veterans are provided after their discharge, especially with over 1,700 veterans passing away every day. That is over 50,000 families looking for these benefits every month. Unfortunately, they usually try to find them after something has already happened, which leaves a very large burden on their family.
It
VSOs
does.
need your help. Can they count on you to support their efforts to protect and educate our nation's veterans?
I guess.
The video's still not working.
Mine worked this morning.
It
I
did?
mean, yesterday when I was talking to Lindsay, yeah, it worked.
Maybe they're just sending it out like in like phases. I know sometimes a lot of like the iPhone apps and stuff, they'll update in phases so not everyone downloads it all at once and it like crashes the whole system. That
Yeah.
may be what's going on. Now, perfect. Go ahead and pull out your phone and go into your contacts. Let's start with the A's and read off the first and last name of anyone you see that's a veteran.
Okay, let me see. Um, Last name Adams, first name Joe. I got a few of these guys that are Navy buddies of mine. I'm gonna give you two or three of them, okay?
And where is Joe located?
Joe is in Memphis, Tennessee.
What is Joe's phone number?
628-5034-2929.
And you said he was in the Navy with you?
Mm-hmm.
And the next one?
Charles Carroll, Carroll.
And where is Carl at?
Where does he live?
Hmm?
Salt Lake City. And let's see.
And his phone number?
314-522-2929. $29.39. And then the third friend would be, let me see, who is this here? Milton, Milton Jackson. He was also in the Navy, and he lives in California. I forgot where. It may be LA. And 692-5040-321. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah.
Is there anyone else?
No, that's about it.
That's it? Okay. Now, everyone you mentioned in the Family Information Guide will automatically receive access to the veteran legacy benefits we just covered. And they will also have access to the permanent benefits that we will discuss in a minute. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat is giving me the what for. Now, aside from the veterans you provided, the VSOs have authorized you to extend your benefits to those closest to you, even if they didn't serve.
Okay.
Now, the VSOs recommend that they need to be at least 21 years old, that they are employed or retired, and in good standing with the law. Lastly, because we don't solicit veterans and their families, the VSOs require your permission to contact them so they can receive access to the same benefits and information.
Okay.
Other than all the people you've listed in your Family Information Guide, who else do you want to extend these to next?
I can't think of anybody else right now.
Well, you've got $24,000 gifted so far, so that's quite a
No, that's good.
people. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm going to send a three-way text to everyone so they know we met today and you want them to receive their own benefits. Please reply with a thank you or a thumbs up just so they know I'm a real person and they don't yell at me when we reach out. I'm also going to send you a receipt text of all the people you sponsored today.
So did all my family get one of these too? My daughters and everybody?
Yes, anybody that you have listed in any of the sections that we've already gone over will be listed here.
Okay.
Yeah, all the other sections, it just kind of drags them over here automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got it.
Now, the VSO realizes the burial allowance provided through the VA is not enough to cover a veteran's funeral service. That is exactly why they have partnered with American Income to design benefits to fill in this area of need. They have me read this letter so that I can back up and fill you in on exactly what they have set up for you. Dear veterans, the benefits being provided to you today are made possible through the voluntary cooperation of veteran organizations and American Income Life. These coverages are supplemental in that they are not in competition with any coverages you may have through the VA work or elsewhere. If you qualify, these programs last a lifetime and are under your independent control, meaning they are both permanent and portable. There are going to be several benefits made available, and they ask you to take a few minutes to listen to the presentation, the representative visiting with you today. They design these benefits to fill areas of need. They suggest, if you qualify, to take advantage of these benefits today during your service period on this Zoom call so that we can efficiently reach as many veterans as possible.
Okay.
saying is that after I show you all the benefits, explain how they work, and answer any questions you have, if you qualify, you and your family will be able to take advantage of these benefits during your service period, which is today. Do you know why they suggest that you take advantage of these benefits today?
I may not be here tomorrow.
Exactly. We're never promised tomorrow. With 1,700 veterans passing away daily, there are many veteran families in need of help. Now, Jean, they just asked at the end of the call today to let me know yes or no if you want to qualify for your benefits. This is out of respect and courtesy to the countless veterans patiently waiting for the help they need. Is that fair?
I think so.
Yep. When I am finished, they have us fill out a report form I mentioned earlier that goes back to the VSOs. So they so they know you got your benefits explained to you and I did my job. The next benefits are by far the most important, and they are the permanent benefits. But just because you're a veteran in good standing does not automatically mean you can enroll in the benefits, okay?
Okay.
You will still have to qualify, and if you're too high of a risk, they can't let you in. So I just have a couple of questions first. Now, do either of you take any prescription medications?
No.
Okay, have you had any health issues in your life?
Let's see. In my life.
Anything like stroke, heart attack, cancer in the past 5 years?
No.
No. Do either
Just having kids, that's all.
do either of you use tobacco or marijuana in any form?
No.
And have either of you had any arrests, including a DUI?
No.
Are there any health issues that run in your families?
My husband's family, they have had heart attacks. But that's been like that was his grandfather. His father's was okay, and he's okay.
Other than that, are there any other health issues?
No, my family's been pretty healthy. We don't have any.
Okay, that far back. Now, I am not the final say on if you qualify or not, but they are going to let me show you a few different benefit options. Now, it's important to understand that when it comes to the permanent benefits, every veteran is seen separately because you all have different needs and wants. What's right for you isn't right for the veteran I saw before you and won't be right for the veteran I'll see after you. That's why they have us sit down with you on an individual basis. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. With that being said, they have me ask you a couple of quick questions to make sure the benefits are filling in a need for you and your family.
Okay.
You said y'all are both retired?
Mm-hmm.
Do either of you have any insurance policies already?
Let's see. Um, we have. He has $50,000 whole life. I don't have any whole life, and he has 190,000 term. I don't have any term, and that's about it.
Okay. Now, do you rent or own your home?
We own.
Is it paid off or is there still a mortgage that you're paying on?
We owe like 180,000.
And what is your mortgage payment?
2,900.
Not 1,000. And about how many years left do you have on that?
I think it's 12.
Okay. Now, do you have any insurance to pay off your home in case something happens to y'all?
Well, maybe that 190K term, that's set up so that it'll pay off the house. It's like the payments go down, or I don't know, up or something like that.
So it's for whatever the balance is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oftentimes, mortgage companies will request those policies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your kids are all grown and
Yeah, they've got their own college education figured out.
okay. Now, do you bank locally?
Yeah.
Okay, checking and savings, or just one or the other?
Checking and savings. Of course, there's not much in it, but
I get that. I understand that. Okay, and Jean, about how much do you make a month?
boy, you guys sure are nosy.
We just want to make sure that we're customizing it to exactly what you need.
Oh, I was gonna say, my God. Okay, I have about 4,500 a month.
And Robert?
He has about five, I guess about, I would say 5,500.
Right. And do you have any auto loans out?
We owe 10,000 on our pickup truck.
What kind of truck do y'all have?
It's like a Ford F-50.
Oh, okay. Do you have any credit card debt over 10,000?
Nah, we try to keep that down to a minimum.
Mm-hmm. Any campers, boats,
Nah,
motorcycles?
no, that's about it.
Okay. And are there any other loans that you have out?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, if you want to take a break, go stretch your legs, refill your coffee, maybe walk the dog. I'm gonna put some things together, and we can meet back here in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay, Jean, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, have either of you ever had to plan or participate in planning a funeral?
Yes, ma'am.
The reason I asked is that it is a serious problem. The concern with the VSOs and AIL is not if you're going to die, because we all know that we will one day, right?
Exactly.
The biggest concern that they have for the veterans and their families is the cost of funeral and final expenses, because as you saw earlier, your VA benefits are limited. When you pass, the funeral directors will be empathetic, but they will likely give you a price and then ask cash or credit. They'll typically require the family to put up a bulk of or all of the money before they get started on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, veterans handle their arrangements one of three ways. The first option is savings, which I'm sure you have worked for a long time and worked very hard to build. The challenge is it is not something that you want to die on, it is something you want to live on, right?
Right.
Some veterans are in situations where they can set money aside, but nowadays a lot of veterans don't have that option. So while it is an option for some, it is not a great option for anybody. The second option veterans can use is a prepaid option, where they will find a local funeral parlor and try to set something up there individually. The challenge with that is veterans quickly found out that those are almost hostage situations where if you, for some reason, wanted to move to another state or place, the family has an out-of-pocket expense to move you back. And currently, companies are going out of business more and more, and funeral homes are no exception. If that does happen, they don't have to honor the same contracts that were laid out. Prepaid options are becoming less popular because a large burden can still be unexpectedly be left on the family. The third and final option is traditional life insurance. The thing is, they're not all created equal. Some are temporary, some have specific qualifications for passing, and they just don't work for everybody. Also, most traditional or civilian life insurance companies can hold your money for 3 or more months. This again can put a large burden on the family as they wait because the funeral director will require the family to take money out of savings or worse yet, set up something like a GoFundMe.
Right, right.
Now, this is exactly why the VSO has set up your Freedom of Choice certificate. If or when you visit your state VSO, they will probably have it displayed on their poster board. All the family must do is present this certificate to any funeral home across the country, and we take care of everything. The VSOs have set it up to protect you and your family. This means they never have to bring a checkbook or put anything on a credit card. Your family can take it in and make sure that things are handled immediately. The funeral director is not going to know how much the benefit is. All they know is that they will be paid as soon as 24 to 48 hours. The funeral director will call this 1-800 number here and we verify that the benefit is active. We never reveal the benefit amount. And while the funeral director gets their share, every penny over that comes back to your family where it belongs as soon as 24 to 48 hours. Now, Jean, doesn't that give you peace of mind knowing that on the worst day of your family's life, they will have a few less things to worry about?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like they're wrapping up things here. Let's see what the VSOs have set up for you. So they have allocated for you $18,000 of any cause of death, natural illness, or accident, and you can use it anywhere, even if you move out of state. It also builds cash value after 3 years of that policy being active. That will help cover you if you ever face a financial hardship and cover the premium so you don't lose the plan. It also will never expire no matter how old you get.
Okay.
And an accidental protection, if you died in some kind of accident, they're going to send your family an additional $10,000 right away. If it was a car accident, they'll double that to $20,000 in additional benefit. If the accidental death occurs on a common carrier, such as an airplane, train, boat, or ferry, or something you pay to be a passenger on, they'll send an additional $50,000 on top of your freedom of choice.
Okay.
Now, Jean, doesn't it give you peace of mind knowing that your family has the freedom of choice to use when something happens?
Yeah, I guess so. Now, if that means that if Robert would die in an automobile accident, we get the 20,000 plus the 18, or we just get the 20.
It would be, why is it still
automobile accident?
Yeah, let me see. Oh, it's on individual. That's why. I was trying to figure out why it was only showing the one. Okay. Yes, it's the combination of the any cause of death plus the auto accident.
Okay, all right. That's what I wanted to make sure.
Yes,
we got the 18,000 plus the 60.
Yes, the accident, the auto accident, or the common carrier is an additional benefit of coverage that's added on top of the 18.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay. Okay.
Now, the VSOs weren't really too concerned about your medical bills because veterans have really good health insurance and can typically go to the VA. They're simply concerned about lost income and other expenses that add up when somebody gets hurt and ends up in the hospital. That's why they set up this benefit to handle 3 things. The emergency room. Number 1, one, if you get hurt and it's minor and you end up in the emergency room, they'll cut you a check just for driving there to get it looked at.
Okay.
A hospital stay. When it's more serious and you end up in the hospital, then they start sending you $300 a day, every single day. They'll do that up to a full year per person per injury. And
Okay.
worst case scenario, and you end up in the intensive care, they'll double that amount for the first 2 weeks. Since being in intensive care is life and death. After those 2 weeks are up, they will roll you back down to the hospital stay for the remainder of the year.
Now, listen, I got a question. If I went to the emergency room, say in June, and then I got the $150, what if I go again in August? Now, I've already used it up, right?
No, ma'am. It's per incident. So every time you go to the ER or the hospital, your benefit starts over.
Oh, wow. Okay, okay.
So say you're cutting up tomatoes for dinner in February and you cut your finger and you need stitches. You go get stitches in February and then they send you home. You get the check for $150. But say 2 months later, you fall down the stairs. It starts over. It's a totally separate incident and the benefits start from fresh.
Now, don't mention falling downstairs. I'm good at falling. Okay, I got it now. I got it.
Okay. Now, these benefits will cover you and for the rest of your family starting today, anywhere in the world. These benefits never run out no matter how many times you use them. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So this is the enhanced plan.
How much was the other one?
$302.34.
Okay. Oh, wow. What is this? What is that? Does that say 8?
Yes, $847.86. Now, I'm sure that is much more than I know that's much more than I want to pay for a policy, and I'm sure it's not something you want to pay for either, right?
No, no way.
It's also harder to qualify for, even though it has a lot of value. Now, if you had a quarter or a $500,000 in debt, I would suggest you go with it, but it's probably more coverage than you currently need. For this one,
yes, I would say so.
yeah, for this one, I'm going to go over it anyway. So for this one, they have you start off with the $70,000 for any cause of death. And this one, the accident amount is $50,000, with it doubling to $100,000 for the auto accident, and then an additional $250,000 for a common carrier. And with this one, the ER and hospital benefits do go up a little bit. Also, for the emergency room, you would receive $250, with the hospital benefit being $500, and the intensive care would be $1,000 for the first 14 days as well.
Okay.
So let's face it, we're all going to pass away. That's something we don't have any choice or control over. So it typically comes down to veterans like yourself taking care of something like this now, or that burden will likely be placed on your family in the future. Excuse me. So now there are some other medical questions to see if you qualify, but probably the most important question they have me ask you is, if something happens to both of you, like in a bad car accident, there will be a total of $340,000 that will come to your family for funeral and final expenses.
Okay, okay.
Who do you want that family to go to? Or
my daughters.
Your daughters? And on the recommended plan, it would be the $156,000 if it were an auto accident that was a double auto accident for both you and Robert.
Okay, I get it. I get it. That's that 150. That's
it would be the 80 plus the 60, so the 78, and then times 2, since it would be both of y'all if it were a fatal car accident and y'all were together.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it.
So the VASO wants to ensure these options are customizable to fit the needs and circumstances of each veteran, not only when you are working, but more importantly, while you are enjoying your retirement. Do you want to be like most members and go for the recommended option by the VSOs, or do you want to try and qualify for the enhanced option? Just tell me which one makes more sense for you.
I don't even have to think about that because there's no way I could pay eight something per month. So
Uh,
I guess the recommended option.
so you understand that these benefits are, excuse me, so you understand they have set these benefits up to be permanent, meaning they never expire and are guaranteed so they pay out no matter how you pass away.
Exactly. I got it.
And you understand that this is something that your family is guaranteed to use.
Yes.
So is your family going to be better with or without this program?
With.
And is it affordable for you? Is it going to take any food off the table?
I guess not. I guess not.
Okay, perfect. Now, why don't you go ahead and grab any prescription medications you are currently taking? We will need to note those down. Also, grab your driver's license and your banking information. While you do that, I will get the application set up. And don't worry, I will do all the hard work for you and get it filled out and sit in. This won't take much longer.
Okay. I'm still trying to just kind of wrap my head around. This is coming on at me pretty quickly. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking free, free, free. I mean, I understand the benefits. They do look good, but just trying to wrap my head around
If
this new bill.
you have
New.
questions about, I can maybe answer some questions you have.
You made it pretty clear.
Okay. Or is this number a little bit more than you would want? Did you want me to see if I can lower it just a little bit for you, if that would be better for you?
Maybe if you could think about trying to get it down. I'm saying somewhere in the 200s. That 300 is scaring me.
Okay. Well, if you'll give me just a couple of minutes, I'll see if I can adjust this for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Jean,
Mm-hmm.
I made a couple of adjustments. We lowered the benefits down to the $15,000.
Yeah, and that's not a whole bunch of difference from 18. I mean, because we could do a burial service for 8, 9, 10,000.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, that looks a bit better. That 200 looks a whole lot better than. I don't like that 3 number.
Okay. The 255 is that's much more affordable for you?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you adjusting that.
No problem at all. I'm here to make sure that whatever suits you best. I want to make sure that we're taking care of you.
Yeah, that fixed income, it doesn't really bend and stretch too much.
I understand.
Okay, all right then. So what do I need? My checkbook?
We'll need your banking information as well as your driver's license number, and we'll also want to notate any prescriptions that you may be taking.
Yeah, I'm not taking any, so.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.